Vikings versus Eagles on Monday Night Football, the second part of a doubleheader, is obviously a big-time game. You got 1-0 teams. You got two teams that look to be young and up-and-coming in the NFC. You got Justin freaking Jefferson. You got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, etc. So it's going to be a big-time game with some long-ranging playoff implications. So we made the case. The Vikings versus the Eagles is a must-win. But there's a little bit of revenge. There's just a little bit of revenge factor going on. We wanted to hit on some of the highlights of the Vikings-Eagles sordid history, especially recently. It's really picked up. So, of course, back in the day, Chris Carter, the pride of the Ohio State University, was an Eagles wide receiver for a number of years. Unfortunately, had some personal issues. Buddy Ryan let him go for Chris Carter's own good, and the Vikings picked him off of waivers, and he became a future Hall of Fame wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. And for that, we thank you. Like, this isn't all one direction. The Vikings certainly get a couple up on the Eagles, even though they got the big one. Then Tuesday Night Football, 2010. So the Vikings in the midst of a disaster 2010 campaign. Because remember, 2009 was Bert Favre, and they were feeling good, looking good, Lewis, feeling good, Billy Ray. That's backwards, whatever. And they fired Brad Childress midseason. Randy Moss came back for a month. Brett Favre was knocked out forever, and that was basically it. And Leslie Frazier, interim head coach. It was supposed to be in Philly. It was supposed to be on Sunday Night Football. It was supposed to be Favre versus Michael Vick, but a freak blizzard came in, and the game was actually delayed till Tuesday. And Antoine Winfield, Joe Webb got it done, man. It was fan-freaking-tastic. 24-14. The Vikings 6-9. Nice. And I think that this was the game that really cemented Leslie Frazier as the interim head coach, becoming the head coach for the next 3 years. So whatever. Then you got Slinging Sam Bradford. So Teddy's knee and his body, unfortunately, social distance at practice before the 2016 season. And Rick Spielman, to his credit, before the start of the year, they traded for another team's starting quarterback. And the Eagles, they had Foles, they had drafted Carson Wentz in 2016, so Sam Bradford was available. But this was a little bit of a caveat emptor, baby. This was a little bit of buyer beware. Like, I feel like there should be lemon laws, because it's not like Sam Bradford was bad. He just couldn't stay healthy. It's like you buy a used car, and it's a beautiful Cadillac, and then the bumper falls off, and then the tranny explodes, and the gear shifter, I don't know. I don't really know cars. But, I mean, when Bradford was on and healthy, he was on, but he was never healthy. Whatever. Then, of course, 2017 NFC Championship game in Philly, Eagles just unfortunately just ripped the hearts out. The Vikings had a home Super Bowl like in their sights right after the Minneapolis Miracle. Maybe there was an emotional hangover getting ready for the Eagles. I've had a poopy day, and I hate the friggin' Eagles, man. And then Case Keenum marches down the field, Minneapolis Miracle man, Case Keenum. Fans are shoveling his snow because they love the quarterback won. And then he marches them down the field, touchdown Kyle Rudolph. Oh, here we go. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's always sunny in Philadelphia, especially if you're a Viking. And then 38 unanswered points. It's not great. Also, not great is, so there was a big to-do at the time about how traveling Vikings fans were treated in Philly. And yes is a hostile territory, yes, but I feel like we sort of, we look very soft. Well, not only that, the news coverage around that time, like WCC, and like Fox 9, they did up these reports. It's like, Vikings fans were treated poorly by Eagles fans. Like, they threw, full beers were thrown at them. At the time, even now, I'm just like, you're going into Philly. They have a reputation. They're like Millwall with English football, soccer, whatever. Just like, they don't, no one likes this, and we don't care. That's Eagles fans, man. Like, what did you expect? Did you expect, hey, how's it going there? No. They're chucking full Yinglings at you. You catch them, you shotgun them in their face, and then you'll be like, that's right, baby. But we just look so soft. And I understand. Like, want a modicum of respect. Like, no one deserves violence or mistreatment, whatever. Especially like Pat Elflein, he broke his ankle that game, and Pat Elflein, I think his mom was at the game, got treated very poorly by Eagles fans. There's no room for that. But I mean, if you're just a fan showing up, what do you expect? What do you expect, man? I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just picking nits here, but I feel like we look kind of soft there, and also bitter because BDN. And also John DeFilippo, by the way, just went in our building and beat probably the worst Tom Brady Patriots team. Won the Super Bowl. Philly. It just still irks me, man. Just Justin Timberlake halftime show. I mean, it was good. Yeah. And then the Eagles signed up a bunch of former Vikings. So for a long time, Seattle was just vacuuming up former Vikings. It was Minnesota West. It was Vikings West. Then it became Vikings East. Vikings New Jersey adjacent. So you got Eric Wilson, Anthony Harris, Marcus Epps. Epps is the only one there. Marcus Epps is starting to turn into a player, man. Former 6th-round pick by the Vikings back in the day out of Wyoming. Then, of course, we get to 2020. Yes, 2020. Barbara Walters, Vikings in the draft sitting at 22. They also had the extra first-round pick. Well, they had 25, and then they had 22 from the Buffalo Bills for the Stephon Diggs trade, and for that we thank you. And there was 5 wide receivers drafted. 4 ahead of Justin Friggin Jefferson. And the Eagles at 21, yes, they had a chance to draft Justin Jefferson. They went with their guy, Jalen Reagor, and now they're both teammates. And they're both teammates. And so for that, again, we thank you. But Jefferson, he's a guy who's been disrespected his entire career. Like we just did a video today that Justin Jefferson is literally the most disrespected player in the National Football League. And the fact that 4 wide receivers went ahead of him, Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Reagor, and then him. And the fact that the Eagles, right in front of him, disrespect. Just disrespect, man. So Jefferson already got that chip on his shoulder. He was snubbed from NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Already has that amazing performance against the greasy grime of Green Bay Packers. He's going to go into Philly and put on a show. That's right. Monday Night Football, standalone game, prime time, bright lights, big city. Let's go. Justin Jefferson, hey, he's just going to make them regret just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And, of course, like we mentioned, Jalen Reagor is now a Viking. And, yeah, he's going to get booed by Philly fans. They're going to treat him poorly. First-round pick that didn't pan out over 2 seasons. And then they had to go in. They had to draft Devontae Smith. They had to trade for A.J. Brown because Jalen wasn't a wide receiver 1. He's not a wide receiver 1. Can he be a wide receiver 4 and return some punts? Yes. I think that maybe he'll house a punt or at least have a big return. Plus, I'm calling it. He's going to play 1 offensive snap. It's going to be play action, 75-yard touchdown right in the kitchen. Just 9 route, go, shredded, get him. 5-5-5. 9 route for number 5. That's right, man. That's right. And then the recent one, the most egregious one, they just plucked Janarius Robinson off our practice squad. Just trying to get our playbook, both offense and defense, what they like to practice against in practice. Just great. But, you know, all these storylines aside, I mean, 2017 is still a little bit bitter, but mainly it's bitter because I blame ourselves and our team. Yeah, the whole, the Zimmer crew, and they just, once they got punched in the mouth, they just folded their tent. It's almost like they showed up in Philly, expected to be handed the game, a coronation, home Super Bowl, all that stuff. And, I mean, 2009 is great. 2017 was the Vikings' best chance to win a Super Bowl since, the 4 Super Bowls appearances, in my opinion. But actually, no, I lied. 98. Who am I kidding? I'm a product of 98, man. Anyways, I lied there. 2017, second best. Maybe third best behind 2009. I don't know. It was a good shot, as it were. But the bottom line, the past is the past. Like, they call it the present because it is a gift. And right now, the Vikings are 1-0. They're looking damn good. They have a great young core. The offensive line is getting their ish together. Dalvin is still running things. Justin Jefferson's the best wide receiver in the league. Thielen and KJ are fantastic. Jalen Reagor is a fantastic wide receiver 4. That defense is opportunistic, getting after it. One of the best pass rushers in the National Football League. And Kirk Cousins is keeping his head above water, playing fantastic football, some of the best of his career. So, yes. This is going to be a big-time game. Love and respect Nick Sirianni. Love and respect Jalen Hurts. It's going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be a hell of a showdown. It's going to be a great game. But Vikings got to come out on top, man. I think they win outright. I think they easily, well, of course, they cover because they're 3-point dogs, and they get it done 2-0. What you know, return back home, take on the Lions. Let's go. Man. Let's go. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings-Eagles revenge game narratives. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.